What up, MVPs? It's Friday, y'all. TGIF. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate everybody. You know, I apologize. I'm a one-man wrecking crew. I'm doing my thing. Shout out to the beautiful Kim Jones. She's not home today, out running errands and doing things. Woke up this morning. First thing I did was hit the gym because I'm a fitness monster. So I was in there doing my thing. And while I'm there, I'm thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about what I want to make for you guys, what I want to do for you guys, how much information I want to get out there to you guys. And while I'm doing all this, my phone is just blowing up. And it's MVPs. We have new MVPs. Probably 800 new MVPs in the last week. Maybe 1,000. And you're all doing the same thing, and it's driving me crazy, man. You're all asking, where are the picks? Where are the picks? Where are the picks? Rico, it's game day. It's Friday. It's game day. Where are the picks? Where are the picks? Where are the picks? The schedule is the same every single week of the college football season. If you don't know the schedule, slow down a little bit. Ask around. But don't ask me directly, where are the picks? It's like I'm one individual person. For you to think that I have the throughput and the ability to reply to 1,000 people is absurd. The schedule's been posted. It's in a video pinned on TikTok. It's posted on the Discord server. If you don't care to know where to look, like if you don't go looking for it, that's your business. I'd imagine you probably suck at a lot of things in life. I don't care, man. I just need you guys to slow down. Game day, picks are posted. Chart is updated. You know how many chart? I got literally 16 messages, people saying, so I guess there's no chart for week 2. The week 2 chart was posted on Sunday, or Monday at worst. No, it was Sunday. The UFC chart was posted on Monday or Sunday. People are asking me, where are the fight picks? There's no fight picks this week, Rico. It's been posted for a week. Your lack of attention is disgusting. I understand the vast majority of you come from the Google generation where you just Google shit and get answers that are not right. But you can't sit here and demand anything of me. I hate to break it to you, bro. You paid me $25 for a month. That comes out to less than $1 a day. You literally can't say shit to me. For 75 cents, you think I'm going to jump up and down for you? You have every right to demand answers from me. Excuse me, I'm a paid MVP. I don't care. You didn't pay me, bro. You didn't pay me. You paid Patreon. You paid Patreon. I don't even have your money. It's not how it works. It goes to a website. They take a processing fee, a cut, then they give you access to the website where I'm posting videos. You see what I'm doing over here? I'm a content creator. I'm posting videos. I'm creating content. I'm not managing your subscription. I'm not managing your payment method. How often you access the app. I don't give a shit what you downloaded, didn't download, what you have access to, that's not me. I'm a content creator, and the conduit is Patreon, the pipe, the way you access it. And I do that specifically so I don't have to manage those things. Yes, I could create my own website. And then I'd have to hire my own webpage people, my own customer service people. We'd have to deal with all the processing and the bills and all that. And then we'd have to track who's got an eligible this, that. When does it expire? That could all be automated. Oh, wait, it is. And I pay Patreon a cut. So they take care of all that. So when you have a billing issue, don't write to me and demand answers and that I react to you. Just don't do it. Go to customer service for Patreon or YouTube and leave me the hell alone. That's number one. Number two, if you're on the Discord server talking to me, I don't know if you know how this works, that means you have permissions to be on the Discord server. That means you have a valid MVP subscription. You cannot be on the Discord server and your text, your name be green unless you're a valid MVP. Now, you might have paid the $25 and then discontinued the service. you still have the service until the 30 days are up. If you can't access a video, you can't access a channel on Discord, it's user error. It's on you, man. I've made an entire playlist on how to configure Discord. And I don't know any other content creators doing this. Literally, I just had a young man right now. I don't know who he is. I want to say this. I want to shout out to him. He's an MVP. You know what? I can figure out his name right now. He's an MVP. His name is Legal Side Hustles. Legal Side Hustles is an MVP from YouTube. He just signed up on YouTube, just like Mark Reed right there in the chat. Legal Side Hustles and Mark Reed signed up on YouTube. And he wrote me a DM and he said, Mr. Rico, how do I access the Discord server from YouTube? I wrote him 2 lines. Homie is on the Discord server right now, green, good to go. Another gentleman jumped in the help desk. I helped him for 1 minute. He's good to go. But you crayon-eating Neanderthals who don't watch a pinned video. It's literally on the homepage. You ask how to do it, and the first video on the homepage, the first video is right here. And it's, you're an MVP, now what? I made it in October of 2023. It has a link to the Discord server. It tells you what to do, how to do it, and guess what they say to me? Oh, I followed the video. I watched the video. I did it, and nothing worked. And then if I walk you through the steps in the video, it works. That's the worst part about it, is you're lying. You can't sit still for 2 seconds and get it right. You don't care. It's disgusting, man. It's frustrating to somebody like me who's trying to provide a service to people. I'm trying to give people a service, especially on a game day. When do I post the charts? Every single game day. What time? As soon as possible, bro. I hit the gym in the morning, and then when I get done with the gym, I'm in here in the lab grinding, trying to get the chart out. That's all I'm doing. I'm not hanging out. I'm not stroking my dick. I'm not going for a walk. I don't have your money on my lap right now chilling. I work every day as hard as I can. Out fucking rages, man. And the lack of, like one guy canceled MVP today. He said, "You are so disrespectful." The lack of respect for my hard work is appalling. Like, you work so hard. To think that you deserve an individual answer from me is absurd. And I'm one of the most accessible content creators on the planet Earth. I'm not joking. I deal with over 225,000 people across all platforms. And you can reach me, and you can talk to me, and you can send me a fucking message, and I'll reply. Outrageous, man. Outrageous. Well, let's get after it today, man. We got games tonight. First and foremost, we do have games tonight. Shout out to college football. 3 games. All high school football games are on as well. Shout out to GPB Sports and whatever game you want to watch. I think Bishop Gorman and Mater Dei are playing as well. But we have 3 football games tonight. 3 college football games. Western Illinois at Indiana, BYU at SMU, Duke at Northwestern. So, if you aren't aware, those 3 games, they're considered locks. They're on the chart. I can't talk about them. I won't talk about them. I've already made the videos for the MVPs. And I'm sure there's some MVPs rolling around the fucking internet right now going, where are the picks? Where are the picks, Rico? Where's the chart? I didn't see the chart. It's on Discord. It's on Patreon. It's on YouTube. It's not that hard. There are channels where the charts are posted. And all you got to do is get to the Discord server. You come in here like this, and if you are green, like the green text you see here, you will be able to find the channels with the locks on them. These locks are where I drop my picks. There's the props here, and then here's the picks against the spread for the weekend. Now, the Saturday chart's not in here, or it is early. The early chart's right here. The final chart's not up. It'll be up tomorrow. What time tomorrow? Shut up. 9 a.m. Eastern. That's when I do a live stream, and that's the craziest thing. Every dude writing me, saying, where's the chart? Where's the chart? It's right fucking there. But you won't be at the live stream tomorrow morning at 09. You're too busy. You got a life. You won't be at the live stream tomorrow at 9 when I do the final chart, the one that gets everybody paid. The one with all the green, the one that's 70% against the locks. You won't bet them. You'll parlay the whole chart and go, Rico, why'd it miss? Fucking idiots. And props posted here. Get in where you fit in. Figure it out. If you don't see these channels with the trophies and you don't see the locks, you didn't validate your MVP. Go back to fucking go. Start Monopoly, bro. Do not pass, go. Right here. How to connect. All these dudes in here writing test. Shout out to them. Glock didn't figure it out. You can see the white text. You can see who didn't figure it out. J-Dub didn't figure it out. Drew Shop didn't figure it out. Well, Drew did. He had to switch accounts. Good for him. Need help. Big G needs help. I write a fucking paragraph and nothing. You need help, but you didn't do anything. Mad Hatter still hasn't figured it out. This is days ago. How? It's 30 seconds. Literally 30. All you got to do is watch this video. Follow the steps. I did it for you. 3 games. They're all locks. Become an MVP. You'll know what I'm doing. That's real. That's real. I'm going to go over the Independents and the Mountain West. Then I'm going to run over to the chat. There probably won't be a lot of chat today. That's fine. I'm at an off-hour time because I want to get this done. I want to de-stress and relax, enjoy my dinner, and then I will get back on live stream at 7 o'clock for the games. And we'll be doing 2 games tonight, 7 and 9. So we'll get after it. Anyways, let's go over the Independents. Notre Dame beats Texas A&M. Congratulations to Notre Dame. They looked good doing this. I want to say that Riley Leonard, as long as he's not injured, he looks the part. Love everything Riley Leonard does. Remember, he's a dual-threat quarterback. He brings a lot of athleticism to the quarterback position. People don't realize this. So when you're doing your prop bets, look for his over rushing yards. And if it's somewhere in the 30s, you got to take the over. For whatever reason, Vegas will leave him at 30. Take the over every time. Just take the over. His receivers aren't very fast. They're not very good. They're not always open. So he tucks it and runs. It makes sense. Jeremiah Love proved to be a power back at some point, or at least a quality back. Got a big, long run towards the end there. Same with Price, kind of breaking down the well. Remember, they had Price, Payne, and Love. It sounded like a Tank album. But I wasn't impressed with Price. This doesn't move me. I saw 7 carries for 3 yards the rest of the way. But Love is going to be that guy. Alpha male in the room. Bo Collins, Clemson transfer. Congratulations. Hopefully you start living up to the hype. Jaden Greathouse really let me down. I need you to get receptions and do things. But a lot of this has to do with the fact that, Texas A&M has a really good secondary. And I told you guys Will Lee is their best acquisition. Whoa. Their best acquisition in the offseason in the secondary. And then all these reports came out he's not starting. And everybody started telling me, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was looking at DBs, and I said, he's a blanket. He's the best. Will Lee. And then, I don't know, fall comes out, our lads comes out, and everybody's telling me he's not starting. It made me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Seriously. Who led the team in tackles? Will Lee. Who's playing the whole game? Will Lee. I was right. I told you Will Lee's the best I've seen in the transfer portal going to Texas A&M, and he showed out. I'll be here all day. My name is RicoKnows. I'll be here all day. Motherfucker. Wide receiver room, very disappointed over there. I won't even talk about A&M. We're only talking about Notre Dame. Notre Dame looked good. Very fast defense. Looked good. Good enough on offense. And their schedule's going to be pathetically easy. UConn, talking about looking terrible. Terrible. Nick Evers, they tell me he might not be in this game next week. Don't care. Looked worse than Joe. UConn did not look ready to play. Shout out to MJ Morris. I bet you regret transferring now, buddy. Yeah, you finally got the starting job at NC State, and then you jumped into the transfer portal, and you go to Maryland, and you couldn't beat up. Billy Edwards is a dog. Played great in the bowl game. Looked amazing. It is UConn. Darrell Robinson, transfer from Charlotte. Good running back. I like him. Charlotte had 5 running backs I like. Cam Edwards is a good back. Victor Rose is a good back. They got 3 good running backs. No, 4. Jaden Brown coming over from Gardner-Webb. Good player. He usually goes by Mel Brown. That's what's throwing me off here. His first name is really Mel. Or maybe it's a nickname. I don't know. Mel Brown. That's how I know him. Anyways. Yeah, they look bad. Skylar Bell, Wisconsin transfer. TJ Sheffield, Michigan State transfer / Purdue, for real. But Skylar Bell, looking like the best receiver out there, might be the alpha male in the room. I bet Gathings is mad. Josiah Gathings transferring from Akron to UConn and not getting on the field or not getting any production. A lot of this is going to be dependent on the quarterback play, and it doesn't look good. Quarterback play doesn't look good. Defensively, I expected them to play well, and they didn't. They were not competitive in this game at all. Blown the hell out and made Maryland look like world beaters. Figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. UMass, I knew they were losing to EMU. Vegas didn't. Vegas had UMass favored in this game, which was dumb. Okay, UMass starting quarterback Tyson Fomanchu. I don't know how to say his last name. He's a former Clemson quarterback, transferred out of Clemson, didn't pan out there. Went to Georgia Tech, couldn't see the field at either school. Now he's been at UMass for a while, since last year. Still not very good. Jalen John, transfer from Arizona, came 2 years ago. Still not very good, but he's the guy that they're going to give the ball to the most. I guess Brandon Campbell, transfer. Not impactful by any means. So is Galvin, Sterling Galvin. He actually follows me on TikTok, and I want to say Twitter. Shout out to him. Like, I know all the players, bro. They just don't move me like that. UMass looks bad, and they're going to have a bad season. By the way, don't have a kicker. Missed 2 field goals. Bad, bad, bad. And then we look at who they play in week 2. UConn plays Merrimack. Merrimack played tough against Air Force, so Merrimack's going to give UConn a game. UConn should find a way to win that game, but they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. I don't know if Merrimack scores much, but I wouldn't bet on this spread at all. Just leave it alone, and the weather looks bad. Leave it alone. Notre Dame, Northern Illinois. They're giving Notre Dame 28 points. That's a lot of points against Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is not UMass. It's not UConn. It's not a scrub-ass team. Northern Illinois is probably the best team in the MAC. And they have a very daunting defense, like a very good defense. They have a running offense. They run the ball. I would imagine Notre Dame's not going to be able to throw on these guys. Yes, Ethan Hampton threw for 328 yards and 5 touchdowns. Don't believe any of that. They were playing an absolutely terrible team in Western Illinois. So what this really comes down to is Northern Illinois is going to come out, run the ball. And even if they – I just don't know if there's enough time to get up ahead at 28 points on them. I don't. I think I like Northern Illinois in that game. I don't know if it's on the chart, but that's my assessment in that. I'm talking about covering the spread, not winning the game, obviously. And then Toledo, UMass, they're giving Toledo no points at all. They're keeping it really close. There must be some injuries, some weather. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what's going on here. This should not be happening. This is on the chart. We'll talk about the Pac-12 real quick. Pac-12, Washington State, Portland State. You look at it, you see a big blowout, you're so impressed, oh my God. Just remember, Portland State, absolutely terrible. They were playing some guys that I'm interested in, like William Haskell here. Willie Haskell, transfer from Washington, never played there. We're really a transfer from San Diego State, former 4-star. How bad did the recruiting websites miss? Terribly. Okay, he's been labeled uncoachable, by the way. Dante here is a dual threat quarterback, and he only rushed for 29 yards. That's saying something because he's dual threat. He's the real deal. So Dante coming back, starter from last year, but this is a team that lost 80. I think they gave up 80 points to Oregon in week 1 last year. And I know they won a game 91-0, but they were playing against, I think, a school that had deaf players or something. It's crazy. So this is a gimmicky game for me. One of the worst teams in the Big Sky. And then Zevi should be a starting quarterback somewhere. It's unfortunate he transferred over here and he's sitting the bench. John Mateer is obviously starting. These are studs out of their mind. When I assessed Washington State, I didn't think they were very good. Like, I looked at them all summer long. Not all summer long. I looked at them for 2 days straight, right? I assessed their players. Usually spend about a day on each side of the ball. And when I looked at Washington State, I did not see anything impressive. And the reason is this guy right here, Wayshawn Parker, he's a freshman. He wasn't on the team. Wayshawn Parker is looking explosive and great. And it could be just who they're playing against. But that's a hidden gem if I ever saw one. I might have missed and need to find this guy. And the other guy is Leo. Leo here is a redshirt freshman. So we got 2 freshmen leading the backfield. I didn't see that coming. That's news to me. And I'm going to have to do some research on Wayshawn. Wayshawn Parker looked special in this first game, I'll tell you that. Another guy who looked special is Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams just proven to you that last year wasn't a fluke. He is a good player. He knows what he's doing. Chris Hudson. These are 2 very good players. that I really like. And then shout out to Trey Shackelford. I'm glad he got a reception and a touchdown, but he might not get as much playing time as anticipated. This is an Austin Peay transfer. I wish he would have followed his coaches to UTEP, but obviously you think you're big time, you want to go to one of those other schools, then do it. But I really like those three receivers. Williams, Hudson, and Shackelford. Wayshawn Parker is just somebody I got to learn about, but he looked great in this game. He did. He looked great on the tape. I was very impressed. Very impressed. So maybe it's just how bad Portland State is. Oregon State on the flip side, I told you they're not going to be very good. And after the first quarter, I was like, yeah, I'm right. It's 9-7. I'm right. They look bad. Still, Giovanni McCoy and Jabari Johnson still battling it out, but obviously McCoy's the starting quarterback. He's the starter. That's the Idaho transfer. Jabari Johnson is the transfer from Mizzou, and I thought that he should have never committed to Oregon State. They already have you. These dudes are the same. Dual threat, kind of agile, and there's just no way he should have been the starter. Like, that's just how I felt. So that one kind of threw me off there. On the other side here, running. You just see it. They have an identity at Oregon State, and it's we're going to run you over. Some of the offensive linemen stayed at Oregon State. They didn't hit the transfer portal, so they're there. They have continuity in the offensive line, and they just hit you in the mouth. Anthony Hankerson, former Colorado running back, who's actually pretty good, right? Where's he from? St. Thomas Aquinas High School. So he's pretty good. And then Jam Griffin coming back from Ole Miss. Used to be a third-string running back. They look good. They look good. And I know they're playing Idaho State and everything, but Idaho State's not a terrible team. So this was impressive. Receiver room sucks. I'm still not convinced the receiver room's there. And nothing on defense really popped out to me other than, I'm going to say this. This is a team in Oregon State that didn't play a lot of defensive players. Like, usually in a big win like this, I see at least 25 guys getting tackles. Like, I see a ton of other people on the box score. You're watching the tape, there's no backups coming in. There's like 18 dudes here, but some of them are like just out there. And like OO is one of my favorite players, shoots his defensive tackle. Like, these guys are just out there, but it felt weird. They're not bringing in the backups. I don't think they have a lot of depth. That's problematic later in the season, just so you're aware. So who do they play next week? Washington State plays Texas Tech, and apparently it's a pick'em. And the reason for this, and the reason it's a pick'em now, and the spread's off, and you just got to pick one of the winners or whatever, is because Tajay Brooks is probably out for this game. They tell me he was doubtful or probable or questionable, whichever label they want to give it. He's probably out for this game. I don't care. I don't care. Texas Tech, yes, they went to overtime with Abilene Christian, but listen, guys, Texas Tech threw for five touchdowns, 378 yards. All the receivers are wide open on every single play. They have amazing receivers. They still have a very quality backup running back in Valdez. I just think Texas Tech's going to have no problem winning this game. Joshua Kelly was the best receiver at Washington State last year. Hands down, the best wide receiver at Washington State last year. And now he's at Texas Tech. So we already know Texas Tech has at least, I think they have at least 4 or 5 receivers better than anybody at Washington State. Unfortunately, offenses aren't playing against offenses. It's one offense versus a defense and vice versa. I just think that Texas Tech's going to move up and down the field, whether they got to run it or throw it. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The 66.5 makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, 66.5. But I would just go money line straight up and take Texas Tech. I would. I think it's on the board. I probably shouldn't have gave that away. Oregon State, San Diego State. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. San Diego State looked really impressive in their game. I'm going to talk about it later. But they were playing Texas A&M Commerce. But they understood the assignment. Give the ball to Marquez Cooper. Let him rush for 223 yards. Let him dominate. Shout out to Brown, transfer from Colorado State. There's a number of players that I want to talk about. And then O'Neal, man. Daniel O'Neal. First start ever as a true freshman. And he looked the part. He looked all right. See what he can do against Oregon State. There's going to be a lot more heat, right? And it's late at night. Nobody's going to watch the game. I wouldn't bet on it. All right, I'm going to jump to the chat, and then I'll start talking about the Mountain West here in a little bit. If you got questions, comments, concerns, move over to the chat. Put it in on YouTube. If you're watching on TikTok, I want to interact with you. I want to answer your question. Just move over to YouTube and drop it. That's all I'm saying. Mark Reed became an MVP. Thank you so much for trusting me, man. Thank you for becoming an MVP. I hope to change your life. That's what we do around here. Let me fix the chat box. Man, dude, guys, I'm tripping over here. I'm tripping. All right, thank you so much. Shout out to Mark Reed. JT Stevenson says, Rico, let's go. Let's go. We got games tonight. I'm excited. Some people are just impatient. Shout out to Gary Clark. Yes, they are. Hey, Rico, will the talent chart be updated periodically throughout the season as you're able to assess more film on the players? Breaking. So what's going to happen is the talent chart will be updated based upon a couple of factors. First and foremost, injuries, okay? Coaching decisions, whether or not they start or bench a player. That could really impact it. Injuries, coaching decisions. What I try not to do is have a knee-jerk reaction to the outcome of a game, right? So it's kind of like in the UFC, you're only as good as your last fight. In football, from week to week, people are like, you're only as good as your last game. And they'll have this knee-jerk reaction like, Clemson sucks or something like that. And it's like, man, hold up now. So I wait a couple of weeks. I give it some time. I got to collect data on the players, the teams, and things like that. Some of the things that can really impact the rankings right away is a true freshman who shows up and just starts taking over. Somebody I didn't anticipate being a starter, things like that, or injuries. Those are the big ones. But seeing performances, I would say it takes at least 2 or 3 weeks before me to adjust a number for the most part. And you got to remember, the numbers are based upon the entirety of a position group. And sometimes I already annotated the starter was great. So the fact that he got 200 yards versus 100 yards doesn't really change the rating all that much. I already know he's great. I'm rating everybody else behind him. At the same time, I also know that coaching can dictate the outcome of some of these numbers, right? If coaches change their scheme and don't throw it as much or don't run it as much and vice versa, it could be a problem. So that could adjust the rankings as well. And I'll talk about that in a few. But thank you. Great question. Terry Ann Brochure says, Rico, calm, brother. It's not worth getting bent over. Chill, bro, chill. Okay, so first and foremost, Terry Ann, thank you for being here, but you have no clue what you're talking about. This is a $500,000 industry that I'm in, right? My platform's worth $500,000 every year. So I don't even know what the net total of it is worth, but I'm going to tell you it's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. Inefficiency and people interrupting me while I'm doing what I do. I took one day off of work today to go, during the day, to go speak with an accountant, financial advisors, all these people, and I'm having meetings with them. And if they were to waste my time the way the MVPs do, I would have walked out of those fucking meetings. So yes, it's a big deal. You calm down because your life isn't a big deal. Mine is. That's how I view it. I'm telling you, I'm not your friend. I don't want to be your friend. We'll never break bread. I'm never going to see you in the street, Terry Ann, and be like, hi, and dap it up with you. That's not me, bro. I'm out here to create content, to be accurate, and get my data to my customers. And if you interrupt that, and you slow that down in any way, shape, or form, you're the enemy. Inefficiency kills. Jordan Carlin says, Rico, I know you're an American and that you graduated from military school. The final step is graduating to the rank of gentleman. I can't stand gentlemen. I can't stand officers. You got it twisted, bro. I don't need to graduate from, I'm 41 years old. I ain't graduating from shit. Cheers to you too. Beer, pizza, college football, and RicoKnows tonight. Life is good. JT Stevenson, congratulations. I don't drink beer, gave up pizza. We're on college football, and I am RicoKnows, so what's up? Michael Philly says, what up, Rico? Northern Illinois plus 28. Sounds about right. Texas -7, easy money. MVPs know the deal. We're not talking about Big Ten or SEC football. So congratulations, Jake. What's up, Rico? Just became an MVP. I'm Jabberjaw over on Discord. STX Jabberjaw, shout out to you, man. I'm glad you figured it out and you got green. I hope you watch all the videos, learn as much you can about all the teams. Look forward to having you around, man. Thanks for becoming an MVP. Kairos, we out here, coach. What up, Kairos? Hey, Kairos ain't playing with you. He knows what's up. That's a real MVP right there. He hates the bullshit too. Notre Dame, baby. There you go. That's Tidy Whitey Rob, by the way. I start knowing some of you MVPs by name. That's pretty good. Here to hear about Hawaii, best team in the country by a mile. Connor, Hawaii is the best team in Hawaii. They definitely are. There's nobody close to them. They're the best team within 2,000 miles. What we thinking for Northwestern, I like them at home. B. Arnold, if you want to know what I think about Northwestern, you need to become an MVP, and you'll get my assessment on the game, the props, the picks, the spread, everything. I would never talk about that right now. I sell it to MVPs, bro. Become an MVP. Rico will only dap it up with Tidy Whitey Rob. Not a chance in hell. Never mind, forgot we're doing by conference. It's not that. I don't give away MVP level plays. If that's a pick that I'm giving the MVPs, I wouldn't give it away in this podcast. This podcast is only for discussion of things that I'm not putting on the chart. All the free plays. All right, let me get back to the podcast itself and the information. We'll talk about the Mountain West here. Hey, sweetie, good to see you.
Hey.
Anyways, so Mountain West. New Mexico opens up the season against Montana State. They looked the part. They end up losing. It's unfortunate. They give up a ton of rushing yards. Yes, New Mexico can score. Don't you dare think for a second they can't score. They can score on anyone. They can score on anyone. Devin Dampier, I'll talk about it in another video, but Devin Dampier is the real deal. Luke Weissong's running around. He's open. New Mexico can score on anyone. They can't stop anyone. Nevada, turns out they're pretty good. They also beat Troy, but their first game was against SMU. Brendan Lewis looks like a new quarterback. Jeff Choate is out here. Their head coach is out here getting the most out of them. I like Nevada a lot. Hawaii, getting it done against Delaware State in an ugly fashion. We watched this game on live stream. It was embarrassing. I couldn't believe what they're doing. I don't know if Timmy Chang keeps his job the way they're performing. I really don't. San Jose State, getting it done. I did not expect them to win this game. They came back to win. They weren't winning, and they really balled out. You see that fourth quarter, 21 points in the fourth quarter. They win. It hurt my soul because I wanted to get it right. An FCS team beating an FBS team. San Jose State, shout out to Coach, however you say Niamaloloto, the dude's name, the former Navy coach. I don't know how to say his name. Ken. Texas. Okay, let me explain this one. Colorado State gets beat the hell up by Texas, 52-0. But for whatever reason, Justin Marshall over here ran for 100 yards, right? I got a DM today from an inside source at Colorado State who said, yeah, man, we weren't trying to win the game. We were trying to get out of the game injury-free and just wanted to work on some things. So we went out there and ran on first and second down. We just wanted to see if we can run the ball, and we're really, really encouraged by our ability to run the ball. That's all we were doing. We were working on our run game. And look at that. 25 carries, 106 yards. They look really good running the ball. But my God, did they not throw anything. They didn't do any of their run and shoot, any of their really high-powered offense, nothing. They just ran the ball. They didn't get past the 50 but twice, 2 or 3 times in the game. It was bad. But it makes sense now. And I believe the insider. Let me just be clear. I believe the insider. I believe him. Fresno State played their ass off, tried their best. They didn't get a touchdown to the fourth quarter, which is not good, but they were competitive, man. Down 10-3 at halftime against Michigan. They still have a really good offensive line. For me, I've told you guys this many times, I believe Fresno State's the best team in the Mountain West. So to see them go out there and not embarrass themselves, look, they lost by 20 points. They're the best team in the Mountain West. They lost by 20. The best team in the MAC is NIU, and they're getting 28 points against Notre Dame. Is Notre Dame better than Michigan? Apparently, some people think so. Michigan's quarterback sucks, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. Sucks. I told you that all offseason. But Fresno State, Mikey Keene doing their thing. I hope they get on track. They got a much easier opponent this week, but it's rough, man. New Mexico, like I told you, they can score on anyone. Devin Dampier, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Out there being competitive, going blow for blow. No diddy. With Arizona, it is what it is. Air Force, you look like dog shit. Air Force looked terrible. I went back and watched it. Look, guys, if you don't know anything about Air Force, they return 0 production from last year. Nobody. This is a team returning nobody from last year. Essentially no one. So it's a whole new team. Don't you dare think Air Force is going to be dominant anywhere. They look gross to me. You're playing Merrimack, and you're averaging less than 5 yards a carry. You look bad, bro. Less than 4 yards a carry. It was ugly, and it never got better. Oh, Rico, the defense, they held them to 6. No, I don't care. That shit shouldn't be happening. Air Force, I don't believe in you. Boise State going out there, scoring all over Georgia Southern, running the ball. But remember this, guys, and I don't mean to be rude. We know Ashton Jeanty can run. We know this is real, 267 and 6 touchdowns. But giving up 45 points in 3 quarters is crazy. Giving up 45 points in 3 quarters is embarrassing. And don't start bragging about Jeanty's 6 touchdowns. You needed all of them. You needed all 267 yards to win. This is bad. They better figure it out defensively. They look gross. It did not get any better. Gentsy's a beast. Speaking of a beast, UNLV. Houston scored in the fourth quarter. I don't care. UNLV causing turnovers, looked prepared, looked great. I'm worried about Ricky White. Ricky White's not going to get the production he deserves. Matthew Sluka can't throw him the ball like that. Maeva left to USC to go be a backup. Idiot. You could have been over here winning games for UNLV. But now Matthew Sluka's here. Sluka's going to run the ball a lot. Can't really air it out like that. UNLV's going to be a different team, but, man, their defense looked great. Jalen Catalon, pick 6, 2 interceptions this game. Former starter in the SEC. They got started. Tony Grimes, former starter in the SEC. Former 5-star. They got players, man. UNLV's got players. Nevada beats Troy. Beats Troy, stops the 2-point conversion. They also beat Troy in a goal line stance before that. I talked about this yesterday. Troy had the ball, first and goal in the 4th. First and goal at the 5. And they get stopped at the 1 and forced to kick a field goal, and that's the deciding factor in the game. Nevada looks great. Savion Red gets on track. That's the Texas transfer. Doing his thing, 135 yards. Troy better figure out that run defense. But Nevada just looks like a really well-coached team, and that's the second game they should have won because they played to SMU really tough. Was it SMU? Am I tripping right now? Or was it Montana State? No, it was SMU. They should have won that game too. SMU came back 16 points in the 4th. UCLA beats Hawaii. Hawaii looked terrible. Looked terrible. Had the lead. Had a chance to win it. But I'm looking at Hawaii and I'm going, I'm not impressed with anything you're doing. I was supposed to be going through these box scores with you guys, talking about certain players. I'm so sorry. That's what I was supposed to be doing. I could have showed you so much. Oh, well. I'm not going to rehash. Man, I'm out of it today. UCLA and Hawaii. Hawaii did not impress me. No run game whatsoever. 1.8 yards a carry. It's terrible. Obviously, Ashlock is still the bee's knees at receiver. Their best receiver's not even playing right now. He's suspended or something. We'll see. But Ashlock is the guy. You got to believe in Ashlock every single week. Cam Stone, Wyoming transfer, complete stud. Yeah, they got some guys. They got to figure out ways to win, though. They have a losing pedigree, if you will. They just find a way to lose games. San Diego State, Texas A&M Commerce. You see Danny O'Neal here. Marquez Cooper balling out of control. You don't need any other running back. Coop has been a 1,200-yard rusher twice, right? He rushed for over 1,200 yards back at Kent State couple of years. Led Ball State in rushing last year. He's just a beast, man. I really like that dude. He's balling out of control. And San Diego State's got themselves a good running back. They do. And coach knows what to do with him, right? Sean Lewis, former Kent State head coach. This is his old player right here. But so is Jay-Sean Polk. This is his old player as well. Jay-Sean Polk transferred from Kent State, West Virginia, but really Kent State. You got Lewis Brown in here. These guys, they got players, man. They got players. Defensively, they got just stripped from the transfer portal. Absolutely annihilated from the transfer portal. So we still got to see what they're going to do defensively. But this is a team that woke up in the second half because they hadn't scored a single touchdown by halftime. They were losing 6-3. Losing at halftime. And then came out and put up 21-21. 21-21. 21-21. Shout out to Lifestyle. RIP, dude. Anyways, Utah State looked terrible. Playing Robert Morris, I went and watched the game. First and foremost, you're losing to Robert Morris at halftime. That's crazy. Robert Morris is not a good team. And you started Spencer Petras. Spencer Petras stunk it up so bad. This former Iowa dude. I'm telling you, Spencer Petras can't play, bro. These quarterbacks transferring from Iowa, they shouldn't be going anywhere. All you guys need to stop outthinking yourselves and stop making these guys starters. They're not any good. So you finally bench them. You bring in Bryson Barnes, who we know isn't good, but he's better than Petras. Bryson Barnes, former Utah quarterback, transferred in, and he goes out there and he does a little better. Still throws another interception. I mean, these guys are gross. These guys are gross. But Barnes is fast, athletic, goes out there, gets it done, breaks for 63 yards. Briggs is still here, good running. Faison was not as efficient as I was hoping for, but it's still fine. Everybody ran well. They just couldn't throw the ball. Kyries White, this is your breakout star. White's looking like a better option than Jalen Royals, and Royals is always going to score a touchdown. But to see White Getting these numbers like this, really exciting stuff. These are two dudes you got to believe in every single week. So if you ever get a chance to bet props, here's your guys. Royals and White, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, they're going to beat the opposition. They're open every play. They're running around. They're tired of running routes. So these guys, to me, come across as like NFL caliber dudes. They just don't have an NFL quarterback behind them. That's how I feel about them. Wyoming, new head coach, and he didn't know how to prepare his team in the offseason. And that's what I tell you guys about the growing pains of trying to be a head coach at the collegiate level. Is like you have to learn what to do in the offseason to prepare for the games. When do we work out? When do we do walkthroughs? When do we do this? When do we do that? They're not doing it right. They get there. They weren't prepared for this game. Not even close. And Kenny Dillingham wasn't prepared last year, but he was this year. They were completely prepared. And it was night and day. Apples and oranges. Called off the Dogs. They were up 48-0 going into the fourth. They had to call off the Dogs. They stopped scoring on purpose. Started letting other dudes run the ball, dude. Who is Derek? I don't know you, Derek, but he ran the ball. Okay? On the flip side, Wyoming, without Harris and Whaley, without all their good players, this is an offensive line that has been ruined by the transfer portal. Like some of their former starters, they're starting at Oklahoma State and USC right now. They got ruined by the transfer portal. Defensively, they have good players, but they didn't look the part. Yeah, Wyoming looks bad. Just keeping it real. So, Wyoming, week 2 matchups. Obviously, UNLV's got a big, easy win. Then you got Wyoming against Idaho. This is like a rivalry game. And Idaho looked really good against Oregon. I hope there's no emotional letdown. I hope they're ready for this game. But I'd be curious to see what this spread is. I don't know if Wyoming even covers it. Wyoming has no semblance of offense. San Jose State Air Force, that's on the chart. Colorado State, Northern Colorado, it'll be on the chart. Georgia Southern Nevada, you gotta believe in the over here. They got Nevada at -1. Anybody can run on Georgia Southern, and Georgia Southern can score on anyone. I like the over. I don't even like to try to pick the winner of the game. Oregon, they're giving them 20 points against Boise State. I don't know. It feels like Oregon should win that game by more than 20 points. It really does. Don't overestimate Boise State's performance. Their rushing yard. Don't do that. Fresno State, Sacramento State. It's a tough game, but Fresno State should get back on the winning track. San Diego State, Oregon State, we're going to learn about these teams. I wouldn't even try to. This -6 feels free. A lot of people are like, yo, that feels free. Oregon State, we should beat them. I would try to learn about these teams. And then USC, Utah State. I think it's going to be on the chart. True story. All right, I'm going to jump to the chat one last time. Question, comments, concerns, go ahead and drop them in. I will get to you, and then we'll end the show, and I'll see you guys back tonight at 7. And I already have alerts on the Discord server, just so you know. Fucking outrageous. Interact. Let's go. Nope. Who are your top 3 quarterbacks in the Mountain West? Ooh, who are my top 3 quarterbacks in the Mountain West? Let's do it this way. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go up to stats real quick. We're gonna go to Mountain West, and we'll go to offensive leaders. So my top 3 quarterbacks in the Mountain West. Number 1 for me, personally, is probably Mikey Keene. Yeah, it's Mikey Keene, Braden Fowler, Nicolosi, Braden Schrager. Those are my top 3. So, Mikey Keene, Braden Fowler, Nicolosi, Braden Schrager. You got Fresno State, Colorado State, Hawaii. And then after that, I got to go Matthew Sluka and Devin Dampier. They're right there. Those are my top 5. Sluka and Devin Dampier. Yeah. It's crazy. Nevada's already No, it's right. Never mind. But Devin Dampier is really productive. He's doing his thing. So I like him a lot. For Colorado State, that doesn't make sense to me. Why do that when a good showing against a top team may earn you a bid for that last playoff spot if they won the Mountain West? Breaking for a number of reasons, man. You want to work on some stuff. That's on you. I don't think you need to worry about earning a bid for that last playoff spot. You either win the conference or you don't. You either win it or you don't. That's all there is to it. They're going to have to go undefeated in conference play. Memphis is going to go out there and really take some people's lunch money. A little bit ago, during your workout live stream, we talked about Maeva transferring. Was his success attributed to the weapons in the system at UNLV, or is that talented and product of those things? A little bit of both, man. He's actually not a bad quarterback, but it's really Ricky White and the coaching staff. It really is. So, yeah, he didn't impress me. Remember, he wasn't the starter to start the season. Oh, who was that other kid? That other kid had been the starter for like 3 years, but injured all the damn time. Forget his name. Big kid from Inglewood. Man, brain dumped his name. If I see it, I'll remember it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We're going to go look that up. UNLV passing stats to 2022. Football stats 2022. Give me a second. I'm going to remember his name. It's bad. That's not cool. Doug Brumfield. There it is. So Doug Brumfield was the starter, and then he had a bad game. Jaden Maeva takes over, and then he becomes the starter. Hey, that tells me you're not really that good. You're not. Doug Brumfield beat you in a quarterback battle. You were young. I don't know. Maybe one day he'll be good. I'm not with him like that. Love the content, Rico. Appreciate the hard work. Let's win tonight. Hey, I hope we win, Sadie. And I'm sorry, guys, for being off topic and being so brief with you. I got other things going on in life. It's a little stressful when you have, I don't know, 50 fucking idiots just spamming you, demanding answers all day long. I had a dude write to me on Twitter and tag me on Twitter and say, you owe me money, I want my money back, I paid twice and all that. I'm like, dude, why are you clicking on buttons twice? What does that have to do with me? If you click the pay button twice, why is it my fault? Did I put out a fucking trick button? You guys make me sick, bro. It's never your fault. It's never your fault. I know. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you at 7. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.